Drop it in the comment section. All right, let's move on real quick to the Philadelphia 76ers. Stay hydrated, my friends. All right, so with the Sixers here, guys, I had a thought in my head leading up to this. I had it in my mind this whole time. I had it in my mind. We're going to talk about it here today. And that's the direction the Sixers should take. And I was selling in my own mind that we should run it back. It is what it is. I don't think that this team can win even if they run it back. But it gives us the best opportunity. And obviously, we're not blowing it up, right? So, fuck it. Let's run it back one more year. After that, I can't go through any more type of iterations. I need it to be blown the fuck up. Then, about an hour before we're going live, here comes the news drop that despite everything that we have seen, despite the pleads from Daryl Morey vocally, publicly, that he wants James Harden back, despite the Michael Rubin white party on 4th of July, in which we saw the picture of Tobias, Joel, and James seemingly looking all happy, and seemingly looking like like you look at that picture and it was hard not to think to yourself, well, run it back, right? We're running it back now because there's no reason why this picture be posted, right? And despite the fact that Joel Embiid goes on the Rachel Nichols Showtime interview, whatever that crap was, and voices him wanting James Harden back. So with all that said, today we get the report that James still wants out. And he's actually unhappy with the way that Daryl Morey handled free agency. You know what I'm picking up by that? Is that because here's the thing we need to remember. Last year, James Harden, and I'm going to put this in air quotes, James Harden did us a favor by signing this contract, the one-year deal with the option for the second season. He believes in his mind that he did us a favor because he took us a pay cut. Whatever. So he was expecting that his boy, his bull, his blood, Daryl Morey, would do him a solid this offseason and pay his ass. James, you know better than anyone else that this is a fucking business. Why would Daryl Morey pay you more than what you're worth when this team is trying to win a championship? And oh, by the way, James, you tested free agency. You remember your little plea that you did ever since Christmas time last year? You wanted to go back to Houston? Well, you know what Houston said? James, you're not worth that money. Instead, we don't think you're worth it. Instead, we're going to go and give the money to Fred VanVleet. And we're going to go also give money to Dylan Brooks. Dude, even Houston said you're not worth it. Like, I don't know what it is. Like James is acting a little bit like Ben in the sense that he's drinking this Kool-Aid that's not making him think rationally. So James's preferred destination is the Clippers. He wants to be back in LA. He's obviously never played in LA. He's never even played college ball in California or Southern California. So he wants to take the opportunity to go back home now and play for the fucking Clippers. At this point, there is no way in hell, and I'm saying there is no way in hell that you can try to make this work. You got to abandon it. Eject, jump ship, whatever. It's done. It's over. You got to make this move work. You got to find a way to get him out of here. And it sucks because, guys, I've said this before. I don't know if Daryl Morey has any more magic. It's going to be tough to generate some more magic than he already has. It sucks. Last year may have been the best opportunity during this era to win a championship. And we couldn't do it. This team has never been good enough. This team is drafted like dog crap on the lottery picks. To be able to only hit on Joel Embiid after Nerlens Noel, after Jahlil Okafor, after Ben Simmons, after Markelle Fultz, to be able to walk away with that just Joel Embiid, that's why we're here. And it's like it's a couple people to blame here for that, which we don't need to get to. But it sucks, man. You know what I really, really, really am not looking forward to. Um, this year, like I don't whatever happens with the James Harden situation, regardless, I'm trying I said to remove it. Regardless of what happens with the James Harden situation, there's going to be added pressure and an expectation for Tyrese Maxey to take his game to another level, and we'll see if he's able to do that. And obviously, Tyrese Maxey's dropping clips on social media. He's working on his game. And the one thing I will say, the one thing that kind of made me feel optimistic watching this clip, like ever since the Ben Simmons shenanigans, I try not to look too much into these type of offseason workout videos because at the end of the day, these mean shit. These literally mean nothing. Like many times we see Ben Simmons splashing, dunking, driving, and you see none of that in the regular season or in the playoffs for that matter. But one thing I will say about this, one thing that keeps me optimistic, that right there, that shot right there. I'm going to rewind here a little bit. That shot. Let's see if it shows it here. Well, it's also here as well. So this shot here, this little sidestep shot that James Harden kind of monikers. This is it right here. Boom, boom, right there. If Tyrese can master that shot, I mean, he was already knocking some of those down. I just looked at his numbers. Last year, his field goal percentage dropped just like barely a hair. Like I think he shot 46.6 last year. He was 46.1 this year. His 3-point shot definitely improved upon a whole percent there. So if he can continue on that trajectory, Tyrese Maxey, obviously the sky is the limit. It's tough for me to kind of put the expectations some of the fan base actually does because we're talking about a young kid who still has a lot of development to do. I mean, it was a lottery pick. You're not talking about LaMelo Ball. You're not talking about Ja Morant. You're talking about Tyrese Maxey, who selected 21st overall in 2020. But it's a remarkable story, and yeah, a lot of the Sixers' success is going to be relied upon Maxey. I don't really like the talk of that because to rely on a 4-year player to take a huge step again, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, we talked about before the wing depth is still a bit of a concern on this basketball team. We're gonna run 4 centers out there. Tyrese Maxey running it with 4 centers. I mean, it's not conducive at all, man. But we'll see what happens. Still got some time, but again, I just don't feel confident that Tyrese Maxey can get anything done here.